All right. We are live. Matt, I saw you really wanted a question answered, so I'll answer that first before I jump into what I want to talk about. And thank you all for joining. I think you're going to find my stream a little different than Danny's. So I'm going to talk about some things that he doesn't. So you want to know about LCA. Lancadia Holdings, is that what you want to know about? I'm not going to get into whether you should buy or sell anything. That's for you to decide. This looks like, so I'm assuming this was an IPO this year. It looks, it don't look bad. Kind of have, I don't know. You got old support that's now resistance. I don't know if it could be reversing. So I mean, if it comes down here, this could be the start of a head and shoulders, if I'm being honest with you. Otherwise, you do have kind of what looks like a cup here with a handle. So this could be a cup and handle and a breakout. So I mean, if this was the cup right here, this would have been your handle break right here. So that does work out. So then this would be your upside right here. So if we took this, it's right here. This would be your breakout of the handle and your upside. So it looks like it already hit the upside potentially. So I don't know. It's not for me. Stream is laggy. Let me check my Wi-Fi. I think it's okay. Let me know if you can see this. I'm going to switch over here. Yeah, I'm looking at it on my screen. It is a little laggy. Let me see something. Let me work on my stream here and see if I can go to like 4K or something. Settings, output. Wonder if that did anything. I wonder if it's YouTube Live or if it's my streaming software. Streaming software is lower than recommended bitrate. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Let me jump this up to 4500 bitrate. That might be why. All right, let's try it now. See if this makes a difference. Like it to be better for you guys. I wanted to talk about flow and dark flow. I'm from Wisconsin, so can you guys see this this bullish flow and bearish flow that I have right here? Alright, let me open widget here. Stream set is good. Latency. I don't know why it's not HD. It was in HD last night. That's weird. I hate to remake it. quality. Yeah, it is a little blurry. Let me try see if I do this, if it does anything. Does it do anything if I change the resolution? And change my display settings. I have it Ultra HD. Let me try 920. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah, I know I can zoom in on my browser, but I'd like it just to be HD for you. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, so yeah, if you guys change your settings on your YouTube, it looks perfect. That's what I'm on my side. I have it on 360 auto. So if you guys go in your little settings tab, you can change it yourself. All right, let's start here. So I wanted to talk about. Sorry, it took me so long. Just wanted you guys to be able to read what I'm saying here. So I want to talk about flow algo and what flow is and what dark pool is. So something a lot of people don't realize is we can see what all the big boys are doing, and we can follow those orders, or we can use it to reinforce what we're doing. Well, I'm just going to change the settings real quick. It's driving me nuts. Oops. Okay. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I'm changing the screen size. Don't worry. Once it pops up on your guys' screen, then we'll start. There we go. Okay. So today, bullish and bearish flow, we can look and see what people have been buying today, and it can help us indicate what's going to happen next week. So it's kind of like a glimpse into what people think are going to happen, and that's what flow is. So this is just a snapshot that shows us the top flow, call side and put side. So we can say Boeing had the biggest call flow today, and we can look at those big orders. So we had all these were taken between, looks like 10:45 today and 3:30, so starting midday to end day, and they're all targeting that October to November call date for their call in the 160 to 170 range. And we have $1 million buy, $500,000, 800,000. So these are giant orders. People have a lot of confidence that Boeing has a lot of upside, and we can see Boeing's was hovering between 159 and 161 today. So a lot of these are out of the money as well. So that is a good sign that these are out of the money. These are aggressive calls. They're not as close to what we would like for expiration date, but this is still not bad. It's only about a month to 2 months out. So on the other side, we have two huge iRobot put orders, and these are 1.2 million and 3.2 million. I do have, if you guys want to try this when I'm done, I have a code I can share for you guys where you can try it for 25 days for $25 if you guys are interested. I could put that in the chat for you guys. So that's just something to consider. And it looks like some of the other flow that we have today is Nikola. I know a lot of us probably saw the Nikola one coming with all the bad news that we were getting on Nikola. So if it's blurry for you guys, just up your HD settings. There's the Flow Algo link for you guys in the chat there. I'm actually, so yeah, just change your settings from 320 to 1080. It should be in 1080. So if you guys want to try Flow Algo out, there you go. I'm just going to teach you guys how to use it. So this is something that I do on weekends, is I always review for the week. So let's go for the weekly review. I'm just going to click on this week here, and we're going to look at the top call order and the top flow for puts and calls for the week. So looks like Tesla, Apple, SPY's always every week SPY's on both sides for the top 5 because people, but put order outweighed call orders for this side. So I know we were talking about how we're not super bullish next week. The flow supports that we're gonna have a choppy to a maybe a red week next week. So what you're looking at here is people are bullish on Boeing, Nvidia, AMD, Apple, and Tesla. They are bearish on this. A lot of these you got to look at. Also, GameStop had their ER this week, so you could see someone put 10.8 million into puts. I think those probably paid off for them. They were deep in the money as well, and I'm actually going to look into this iRobot. I'm kind of curious to see. I want to. This is something I do to look when I'm making my weekend watch list. I look at the flow, and so I love looking at flow because it gives me reinforcements that big money is also behind it. So like here, IRBT, I don't look at it very often, but I have looked at IRBT before. It's just been a while. So let's see what the chart looks like. So if the chart supports the flow, that gives you big confidence to go with that play. So you can see here you have bear flag, breakdown, and looks like I see a head and shoulders forming here. This is something I probably would not follow. You could chart it out, and if it breaks the lines, then you could go in. So if you saw this right here break this line on Monday, that would be a good put call or a put to go into. And you can even go in here even further. It looks like you have a pennant forming here. So let's say it breaks this pennant right here and reverses back down. You could buy in here, and this has a lot of upside. Like this could go all the way down. And looks like they have earnings coming up here on October 20th, so we're a month away. So you could buy maybe a witching call for October 16th. Yeah, GameStop. GameStop's been bearish for a long time. The only thing that GameStop had, I forget who bought into it, but it was like a billionaire that bought into it. That chart caused it to go up. Okay, so let's talk about some other things here. So here is talked about this, and here was today's, and then let's talk about how to actually use Flow Algo live. I might do Microsoft, we'll see. October 16th, 400-401 debit spread. I don't know if there's a lot of meat there. I mean, if the spreads for me, I got to see at least a 50% upside. But I want to show you what happened today on the flow. So these were weekly calls and puts that were bought today. And today at 1 p.m., someone put 1.1 million into a 9/16 expiration date for SPY. This would have been a giant flag for you to buy puts. So if you saw this come in, this is I like to call it big dick move, or a high confidence move that someone thinks the market is going to go down, and the market supported this call right here. So Algo will put a confidence score here for you. So if you see a full bar, that means the AI says that it's a high predictability that it's going to happen. So I want to show you one other thing. So we also can see dark pool. So I'll jump back to that, but I forgot to talk about dark pool. So dark pool isn't options, it's shares. So this shows you how many shares of something are being bought. And so you can click on this and see the block orders, how many shares are bought at once. So these are done behind the scenes. People are buying these giant orders and they're having their broker execute them. So a lot of times when I was talking about Veil early today, I was talking about how I saw a lot of dark pool buying on Veil. So for this week, we can take a look at what were the biggest dark pool buys. So SPY, almost always the biggest one. QQQ, which is the NASDAQ. It's pretty accurate. I've found pretty good things with it. HYG is a it's a high dividend ETF. Amazon. This is just actually one person bought $500 million worth of Amazon on the 9th. That's a pretty big order. VTI, I'm not sure what VTI is. A lot of these, there's some weird tickers in here, and there's a lot of ETFs in here. Microsoft, you saw a lot of big buying at Microsoft, 380 million. Apple, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, always big on this list. IWM is the small cap fund. That's the Russell 2000, which is the stocks between 1,000 and 3,000 market cap. So if you ever wanted to know what IWM or small caps is, that's what that is. So let's look and see. You can actually search too if you want for a ticker. So this is one that I mentioned today. Vail had $100 million in buying this week, and so this is a one that I was seeing repeat every day this week. Pretty much had dark pool buying, and for a $12 stock, I thought that was pretty significant. So that's why I mentioned it today. So let's talk about. So this is your dark pool. This is your flow snapshot, and this is how it comes in. So today, if I just cleared out this, you would have seen this come in this order. So you can see here we had if it's got this gold on it, it's a high confidence. It's called a golden sweep. It means that the volume and OI was greater than what was out there, so it swept all the exchanges of all the calls that are out there. I believe dark pool is it can be both. So it usually will tell you you can if it's a SPY or QQQ print, it'll print a little it's like a little dot there that's either green or red. So it'll tell you whether it was bought above or below the current spot price, and that'll give you an indication. So big put order on Nikola today, and these just pop up as they're coming up. So I have it sorted by premium, so these were the top. You can sort it however you want. So if you wanted to sort it by time or whatever, that's fine. I just, because I'm looking at it now at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they're coming in at time. I'm just looking to see what were the biggest ones bought today. So iRobot, I mentioned that. Apple, you had a giant call right at market open for 2.1 million. Nvidia and Tesla were end of the day. So you can see right here, end of the day. And these were both for October and November for both of those. 1.3 million there. So those are pretty good indicators right there. It's not up to me if we link this to the Discord. I don't know. I think it'll probably depend on how many people are interested, because obviously the more people that are interested, the less it'll cost per person. So I don't think it'll be $150 a month. I don't even think it'll be close to that. I think the maximum would be $30, but I think it would probably be more in the 15 to 20 range. So a sweep, so there's multiple exchanges here. If you highlight over it, a sweep is done over multiple exchanges, where a block is just done in one block over one exchange. So, and a split, so a sweep is done over all exchanges, a split is done between a single exchange, and a block is just a single order, if that makes sense. These prints come out live, there's no delay. So this, if it happened at 9:30 this morning, this would come out immediately. So, and you can filter it by however you want. So sweep is a urgent fill, so basically it means people want it as fast as possible, and it's usually above ask, so that means it's an opening order. So these can be, one thing to keep in mind, that it can be a closing position or an opening position, and you can just search right here by new positions if you just want to know. Flow Algo will do that for you. So you can see new positions today. you'll have Nikola, Tesla, SPY, and Broadcom here were some of your biggest ones. And if you want, you can actually, this is historical flow, you can actually go for the whole week, and we could check out the whole week what happened. So let's do that. And then you could search by premium. I don't believe there's a weekly subscription. You could sell any position at any time for profit. There's no reason why you would need to hold any vertical debit spreads to expiration. You can sell them at any time if you're profitable. But I want to keep this particular live stream focused on flow because it's something that we talk about a lot, but a lot of you don't know what we're talking about. So I want to show you what we're looking at when actual trading hours are happening. This is what we're looking at. So we are seeing these calls and puts come in, and when we're talking in the chat, we're like, oh my god, a huge Nikola put order for 1.7 million came out. That's when we react to this. So like yesterday when this Nikola came out at the end of the day, we would react to that, and that would have been a giant overnight signal to buy Nikola puts. So this is a farther outdated one, and looks like we had a big put in Elan. What's Elan? Elanco Animal Health. What is that? This is sometimes you find like these weird tickers in here. Ooh, this looks nice. I like this. Look at that. This has a defined downtrend that it bounced off. This might be something I put on my watch list. Look at that. It bounced off that perfectly. And I bet you that's why someone bought. And we have a head and shoulders here. Ooh, yeah. So you have a head and shoulders off a downtrend. And this is why I like to confirm. So if I see interesting flow, I like to chart it out myself, and if my charts agree with the flow, that is a high confidence play that you can get into. So then you can also chart this out. You can see that it broke the uptrend. So then what you can do is you can chart the downtrend here, and if you don't have anything over here, what I just do to figure it out if it's going to be in a channel is I clone that, and I'll throw that right there. And now you got your downtrend channel. So you can see if this goes up here on Monday and then bounces back down, you would buy puts off this bounce, and then when it hits this down channel, you would take your profit. And then you could just wait, and if it bounces off again, you could jump back in, profit, and this could potentially do 1, 2, 3, and then it might get down to this area, which you would see support in here, and that would do that. So this is just showing you how to use flow to design moves and give yourself more confidence to go into a move, if that makes sense. I've been trading almost 5 years now. Every day I trade usually. So you can also see in Flow Algo the open interest in a particular stock, or you could just see the top open interest changes. So what this means is people are either dumping that position or adding that position. So you can see these January and December Tesla puts, people are getting rid of. So they are cashing out on those. So that is a very bullish sign on Tesla. You are seeing people adding to AT&T, Ford, Bank of America, and GameStop. You are seeing giant more open interest in puts for these stocks. So that is a bearish signal. And then for calls, you can see Wells Fargo has open interest in the positive change on the call side, and this is for the 25th, so that is a bullish signal. This is how we follow the big boys, yes. I like T. I don't always see some of these things you see, like here, look at this. So you have T up here has a bullish signal or bearish signal, and then T down here has a bullish signal. So you got to look at the big picture. So looks like long term people are bullish on T, but short term they're bearish. So they think next week T is going to go down, but they think then T will go back up after that. So you can just DM me. I keep my DMs open all the time. So I mean, if you want to chat with me, you can message me anytime. So the call flow and the open interest supports Tesla going up, and we also have the catalyst. I mean, all the data is pointing to Tesla going up, and that's why we talk about it a lot. And Tesla's a very popular stock, so I'm in Tesla myself. I mean, I'm in Aces Ventures. Simply, if that's not where you're from, welcome to my stream. If you guys want if you're not in Aces Ventures, you guys should be in there. I do have my own Discord, but I just use it for private use for storing data. And there's the Discord if you need it. But this website is called Flow Algo. It says it right at the top here. So I'm going to add a public comment here. So hold on 1 second here. There. I'm going to comment, that is my referral code for this if you want to do a 25-day trial for $25. It's better than the trial that they offer. It's like 2 weeks for $37, so you're getting twice the time for half the price. Golden sweep means it's a large money order that swept all exchanges of all open interest. So it's the call or puts that are bought are more than the open interest. Or open interest is how many people own that contract at the given time. So let's say this had an open interest of 1478 on the Nikola. The sweep was for 3,100, which is more than every other single person out there that currently owns that strike. So that is a very bullish or bearish sign, depending on if it's a put or sweep. And you will see Flow Algo will give you a little algo score here. Whoa. That'll tell you, I'll just explain it. That'll tell you basically their confidence. It has a little score here. If it's over 100, that's a very confident play, and if it's under 100 or under like 50, it's a somewhat confident play. So you can kind of go with that. Flow Algo does have an AI bot too. I just gotta see if I can find it. Where is it? I use this on my phone a lot because I like to be out in the field, but they do have AI alerts as well. So there it is. Alright, so we can see today I mentioned, here's what I was telling, where it'll tell you green or red, and that'll basically mean whether it's above or below strike. So green on green, I believe, is, I'm still learning the dark pool. I'm better with flow, but I'm still learning to read Flow Algo and what these prints mean. I knew that, and I'm having a brain fart right now. But AI is artificial intelligence. Basically, it's a bunch of code that they put together that is high. It has a high predictability on whether that position works out or not over time. So Mendelez is a grocery store, kind of like Kroger. So you can see we had an AI alert to go long, so you could buy their shares and know that it's probably going to go up over time. Same with Walmart. I actually charted out Walmart earlier because we saw the big AI alert on Walmart. I charted out Walmart because I was curious myself. So you have a uptrend here. We can make that purple. So this is the, if it breaks this red line, I probably wouldn't go in, but if it bounces off the purple line next week, that would be a good bullish sign for me. So what I'm looking for is a bounce off this purple line over the green line, So for me, with my charts, purple can be support and resistance, so it's both. Red is usually just support, and green is resistance for me. So if it breaks a red line on my charts, I know to buy puts. If it breaks a green line, then I know to buy calls, and that's just simply for my brain how I do it. So yeah, Chimney, it's in it's in the comment section, but here, there you go. If that doesn't work, let me know. Yeah, 2022 leaps are always better. If you want to talk specifically silver, because I know silver is my thing, silver silver is a long-term play. So silver has massive swings, and sometimes those swings can't be predicted. So if you capture one on the weekly, it's amazing. But the thing is, silver can go flat for forever. As this week could tell, we were only up, I think, 4 or 5, 40 cents this week. So I mean, you could see it's in a pennant, and it's just kind of in the middle right now. So we're just waiting for it to get to the tip. I do want to show you something that I love on silver. Not SLV. I want to show you silver. I was talking about this on my stream last night. So silver likes to go flat for a long time and then just spike. And we're in one of those spikes right now. So it's spiked a couple times in history, back in 79 and 2011, and it's currently spiking right now. Look at all these. So right now it is flattening out, and it'll probably go down a little and then spike up. So let me know your flow algo questions, because that was the focus of this stream. But so flow algo actually has a little thing here that says new positions. You can just sort by new positions. That's the easiest way to do it. So if you want to know if it's an opening position, just click new position. So basically it'll tell you whether it was if it's bought above ask, then that is a bullish position, and if it's sold below ask, I think it is, that's a bearish position. But they have nice little filters down here that'll tell you. If you're just looking for ER plays, it'll tell you, it'll show you all the ER on there. But since we didn't have any ERs today, it's not going to show you that. But it's got signature prints on here. So if you're just looking for signature prints on the equity, basically these are giant block orders. You can sort for your dark pool prints over here. You can do that. You got your golden, you got your sweeps. So if you're looking for just urgent positions that are bought basically to try to capture a daily swing, then that you can search by that. So if we want to look at the urgent ones today, we had a bunch of airlines in Boeing, and we had some really bearish on Nikola and iRobot. I haven't used Black Box. I know Danny has, and Danny likes Flow Algo better. If you don't want to use Flow Algo, I'm a big fan of Cheddar Flow as well. Cheddar Flow is about $80 a month, and then their premium, I believe, is $99 a month. If you want to get Dark Pool and AI, it's like an extra 10 or 20 bucks a month. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cheddar. Cheddar Flow is bomb, and you could try Cheddar Flow for free as a 7-day free trial. It's got a 7-day free trial. Go ahead and try that. And Cheddar Flow is a little different. Cheddar Flow, you would search by above ask if you want opening positions. Yeah, I talk about flow a lot in Discord. I'm one of the there's a lot of us that talk about it. If I see something unique like the spy prints, we will talk about it in there. If we won't talk about like a lot of this other stuff that doesn't mean anything, we only talk about the big things that have big impacts. Yeah, I know it's really expensive. I'm just trying to show you what we do. We talk about this in the chat. If you guys want for free, follow Cheddar Flow on Twitter, and then I'm actually not subscribed to Cheddar Flow right now because I'm subscribed to to Flow Algo, but I can show you their site. So Cheddar Flow looks very similar. I mean, it's it's very similar. Just go to cheddarflow.com and you guys can look at the trial and everything, and you could do it for free for 7 days. So, big fan of Cheddar Flow. Just click Start Trial at the top, sign in, you get it for 7 days for free, and you can figure it out. So, I'm in SLV, Maria. They're the same for me. I mean, a lot of people like Flow Algo. Flow Algo's been around a lot longer, so it's got more data tracking on it, so people believe in it more. I've used both personally, and I like Cheddar Flow just as much as Flow Algo. I think you could try them both and then decide for yourself. I mean, golden sweeps are correct. Whether they actually work out is different. So all this data is correct 100%, but this is people betting on the stock market going one way, and people aren't always correct. This is just something for it's just another tool for you to use to try to increase your odds of success, if that makes any sense. There's no way to know if it's a hedge or not. Like I said, how I use this is I will find stuff that I find interesting, and then I will chart it out myself, and if my chart confirms what was bought, then I will do it. I don't just buy off of here. I will buy off of here if the print follows my chart, if that makes any sense. So, for instance, like I was saying before, so like SPY, I don't normally play SPY or QQQ. I try to play individual stocks. So if we go to historical flow here, and we look for the whole week, let's look at the top 30 here. So like, let's display. They get filtered by big orders only, 500,000. So I was showing earlier there's one, I think for ELAN, that when I charted it out, the chart supported it. So you can see here, like there was a giant put order for ELAN, and then when you chart it out, the chart supports that. So that also would probably mean it's not a hedge and is an opening position. Yeah, I'll post this. You can watch it after if you missed it. But basically, you can see open interest chains. I'm just going to recap this and answer any following questions. If you guys want, I got a little time. We can go through a couple charts too. Yeah, Eric, I like to use this to generate, like, if you want to know, like, where do we find our watch lists and things like that, this is a good tool to use to generate some leads for your watch list. Yeah, I saw some AMAT golden sweeps too. I've been watching AMAT for the last 2 weeks because, like here, if we went to last week, I think AMAT had a lot of flow last week. Where was it? I don't know why it's not showing up now. But yeah, I saw AMAT coming out a lot last week. You guys want to look up a couple tickers in here for fun? Look up D-King. D-King had one today for 142,000. Sweep is the best, the most confident play. Sweep is always the best. SQ had nothing today according to this, but let's see for the week. SQ had a call sweep on the 9th this week. Apple. SQ also had a dark pool buy. Apple's call flow has been better than its yeah. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Here we go. I'm using the wrong search engine. There we go. So, if it's purple, that means it's unusual. So what that usually means, it's out of the money, close expiration. So, you can see this was bought $10 above spot price, $10 strike above spot price, and it was a weekly. So 6 days for it to move up, basically like 8%. Actually, let's look at SQ again. Yeah, it looks like SQ had pretty good call flow this week, but I think we're bearish on that, so that's interesting. We'd have to look at the chart on that one. Disney. The nice thing is also, it'll tell you at the top the put to call ratio, so this is where you get sentiment. So when we talk about the sentiment of the market, short everything. Spot price is literally the price of the stock when it's bought. So if the price of stock is 125 when it's bought, that's what spot price is. So Disney, very bullish call flow this week. I'm going to do a couple more and then we can do some charts. Walmart. AMD. Oh, AMD had a golden sweep on the 9th. A lot of golden sweeps for techs on the 9th. I think that was when we had a big rally, so that makes sense. TDoc, I'm pretty sure had a golden put sweep. Data, yeah, that doesn't. Why is it not displaying? Guess there's nothing there. BA, we had more bullish call flow. I like Robinhood. It's very pretty. It's just the slowest of all the brokers for execution because in the line of execution, it's at the bottom. So knowing that, you just got to be careful if you're trying to sell something real fast. Sometimes you got to change your bid asks a little bit. Yeah, E-Trade's good. E-Trade's really fast. Tasty works. Thinkorswim. Yeah, I think Thinkorswim is that TD Ameritrade? Alright, let's do a couple charts here, and then I'm going to jump off since I've been on for about 45 minutes. We could do Microsoft. Getting a lot of requests for Microsoft. That Microsoft looks just awful. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see anything great about Microsoft. I mean, it broke the channel. It's going down. You kind of had a head and shoulders here. And you have a Batman right here with there. So that means that's no good. Batman is a made-up thing, so. Batman. So yeah, Microsoft, I would be careful. If it falls down some more, so right now we're right here. There is a lot of support right here. So if it falls below this line, though, I mean, it could be heading back to the 180 marks. That would not surprise me if it went back into this area. Tesla, I don't even know if I've charted Tesla recently. I just follow what Danny says on Tesla. Look at all my old charts. They're from when it was before stock split. That's hilarious. Let's chart it out, though. Let's have some fun here. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, alright. Trend line. We got a good support line right there. So we can make that a red line. Excuse me. Ah, that's why we got all that. Look at that. So Tesla actually broke a downtrend at the end of the day. You can see it had a clear downtrend, and then it had a clear candle above it. So that is a good sign there. Just trying to see. So Tesla had a nice stair climb up, and then a nice stair climb down, and then it looks like we have a head and shoulders forming right here, kind of on an angle. So we could see a reverse here. So to chart that, we would just take the bottom of the last wick and connect it with a wick, and that would be our new support. So then what we can do is, if we think we're going to get a new channel here, we can clone that and put that at the top here, and this could potentially be our new channel. So what we're going to be looking to do is we're going to look to see I can never remember what it is. This is ideally what we're going to want for Tesla. So we want it to get here by battery day, and it could potentially bounce up this way, and that's what we would be look like. I'm more of a long-term investor, and that's why I use hourly. I don't love day trading because it's a lot harder. Long-term trading is a lot easier and more predictable. But yeah, you can chart it quicker. There's no reason why you couldn't use a 15-minute or 5-minute. So I haven't looked at the NZ right now. Yeah, let's do BA. I don't love BA, but everyone seems to love BA. Well, look at that. I already have it charted. So one of the reasons I don't love it is it's broken all uptrends, and it's kind of doing this. And I've kind of been yelling at Danny for this, but if you look at this, this is a bear flag, and this is a breakdown of the bear flag. So you have up, down, and that. So it is in a bear flag, but you do have support right here, which is your saving grace. So if it breaks this line right here, then you are definitely running away from BA as fast as you possibly can. So that is my suggestion on BA, is if it breaks down here, do not go into it, but you might be okay. It does have news coming out. It is backed by the government, so I doubt it will yeah, it can definitely go back to 120, so be careful with BA. SQ looks like Microsoft. I would not touch SQ with 10-foot pull with calls. The only thing I would think about doing on SQ for the immediate future, because SQ had a awesome uptrend, which it broke, and now it is in a bear flag, and if it breaks here, I would buy puts. So SQ is in a clear downtrend. So you can see it's in a clear downtrend. It is in a bear flag, It'll probably go up here and then bounce down here, and then if it goes down here, you buy puts. If it does get above here, then you can buy calls again. Save that. Saw some AES flow today. Actually, or wasn't. It was, I think it was. I was seeing some really good dark pool flow on that. Yeah, this don't look bad. Basically what you have here is old resistance, now support, and bounced off of that 3 times, so you have a triple bottom. It's not bad. You could probably feel confident going into that. Broke the downtrend and breakout. Now it's in a new uptrend. This is the 1 hour, yeah. I like to do most of my charting on the 1 hour to find overall trends. And then once you do that, then you can go in on the 15 and 5 minute and figure out your entry point. So once you figure out your overall trends, then you can figure out your entry points. So for like AES here, if it breaks over the screen, that would be a good entry point because then we have a major breakout. Otherwise, it might consolidate. If it bounces down, I would not go in. Oops, keep that green. Be on for another 8 minutes. We'll do this for a full hour. So that would be your put sign. So if it bounces off here, you could buy puts, and then it might go back down to here, and then it's kind of a megaphone right here. And this is sort of, I mean, it's kind of a bear flag, but the overall trend is stronger. So even though you have a small bear flag here, the overall uptrend would probably outweigh this small trend. So the bigger the trend usually will supersede the smaller trend. Jinmi, yes, I'm using the 1 hour. Yes, this is 15 minute right now, but I have been using 1 hour for the majority of my charts. Here's something else to consider here. Check this out. I'm just seeing. So this would be what I predict will happen on this one, is it will go kind of flat, and then it'll hit this uptrend, and then you'll get a giant move up again. AMD, you got the call flow. I haven't charted it recently. Well, maybe I did a little bit, but I don't know. That it's kind of in a weird area right now. There we go. AMD still has this gap right here. I could see AMD coming down to 70 and filling these gaps and then going back up. So, whoops. If AMD gets below this line right here, I could see it going down to the 70, 71 mark, potentially down to 62. People love AMD though, so AMD is like kind of like Tesla, where people just buy it like because everyone tells them to buy it. So here's what I would be looking for. I would be looking for a break above this downtrend line here, and I would like to see it break over that before I would go in. I wouldn't go in right now. I would wait for another breakout. Those gaps means that it gapped up overnight. So this is where it ended the day, and then this is where it started the day. So there are no buyers in there. So it can drop down in that gap real fast, as there's no buying and selling in that area. So there's no support and resistance in there. Nvidia probably looks similar. Saw a lot of call buying in Nvidia too. Yeah, actually, Nvidia chart was so pretty for so long, and then it had this rising wedge, which I think I didn't ever fix. Yeah. Nvidia had this rising wedge breakout, basically, and then it just sold off, and now it's back in this channel, and it's been bouncing off the bottom of this channel right here. So Nvidia bull run looks to be back on. So we have the inner channel here. So let's see if it bounces over the orange, and let's turn that purple. Alright, there we go. So why is it doing that? So Nvidia looks pretty good. I like that. I think it's in a downtrend right now. Nvidia does have a downtrend still. I would wait to see if it break out above this, and that would be a higher confidence play. Ooh, SPG, you're talking my language. Mall properties. So it looks like I had a prediction here of a cup that did not work out, so we are going to delete that, and we're going to rechart it. So SPG kind of took some bad news with AstraZeneca saying they're delaying their things, so this cup that it was forming broke right there, and looks like it found support right here. So let's chart that support. I don't really see great lines there. So as of right now, I mean, I like SPG long term. I just don't see them failing. They have great property. Real estate is a good business to be in, and then their partnership with Amazon is good. But I would probably wait to see if it breaks out above here. So it's at 64 right now. If it got above the 66, 67, then we could see another run to 100. I mean, you can see long term, SPG has a very big upside. So I expect SPG to be fine in the long run. SLV could hit 30 next week. We have giant inflation data coming out, and that inflation data is what drives silver. So let's check out that silver, that inflation data next week. Jason, a gap does not always have to be filled. They have a tendency to be filled, but they do not have to be filled. So if someone tells you that a gap has to be filled, that is not true, but they do tend to be filled. So you have to include sentiment of it, catalysts, things like that, also all impact the movement of a stock. This is volume, so this is telling you how much buying and selling is done. So you can see here there used to be a volume down in this range, and now there is an increase in volume. So we are seeing now that the volume is going down. It's possible when you see lower volume that it starts to tell you that there's going to be a reversal, but that's not always the case. Silver and gold tend to run together, yes. Commodities in general tend to run together. Alright, Carnival. I talked about Carnival and I've had it charted out here. And Carnival looks fine for my chart. So you can still see an upside here of 25 before their ER. So they are still on target. So I do not use TTM squeeze. That's some of the other traders. Eddie, I think you're good there. Yeah, I think that's you're fine there. What was the question? Intel? Probably like my Intel chart too. So Intel sold off with tech. It did bounce off of old resistance, so that is a good sign. It is not following my predictions of the faster movement. It was, and then we just got that giant tech sell-off, and it took Intel with it, unfortunately. But I still like Intel long term, so long term Intel should be fine, because it did break into this gap, and we do have one of the biggest gaps I've ever seen. It's a $10 gap, so if we can get some good news coming out in Intel, you could see a run up to 60 by their next earnings report. Anthony, I think Caribbean's better than Royal Caribbean, but if you want to know the best, the most confident cruise line is Norwegian. Norwegian has the best. What do you call it? Bank report. Basically, they have the best financial stability. That's the word I'm looking for. So their financial stability is not in question. Unlike, they don't have as much debt as Royal Caribbean in that. So, and they do have a nice cup forming. I don't use E-Trade charts, so I can't really compare the two. I've just always used TradingView, and I really like it. And I think your January Intel call, depending on the strike, will be fine. I just haven't really ever used Squeeze, TTM Squeeze, so I don't want to start using something new to confuse myself. I mean, if I've had success one way, why would I change it? I guess, if that makes any sense. I think you would just go to indicators and type in TTM Squeeze. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. TTM Squeeze. And then you can just add it just like that. And there you go. There's your TTM Squeeze. Stonks. This is Norwegian Cruise Line. It's like CCL or RCL. Balance sheet. Thank you, Jonathan. High five. Activision. Gabriel, I don't know why it was recommended for you. I'm just trying to show some stonks, as you would say. At V. Alright, last one. At V is cup, and now it's forming the handle as predicted, and it looks really good long term. So expect at V to pull back some more and kind of do this thing down here, and then it'll probably get down to about 70, and then we'll see a takeoff towards 100, 120. I'm not an Apple guy. That is totally Danny's thing, and Apple doesn't look great either. If I'm being honest with you, the chart looks really bad. What you really wanted to see was a bounce off old resistance. So I could see Apple now going down to here. So I would see Apple going to the 105, 107 area. I am not bullish on Apple at all. You do have the event next week, but again, people want to know about the iPhone. They don't care about the watch. So basically, you're probably going to see it go down more. If it bounces off here and goes over this, then you'll be fine. I just did Intel. Come on. I just don't like Apple. I'm a PC guy, I guess, Microsoft guy. The stock is fine. The stock is fine. But, I mean, long term, Apple is always going to be around, so. Guess you could see. Yeah, see, even that isn't good. I mean, it bounced off of that before and then broke that, so that is invalidated. You could see then potentially. Yeah, see, even that is invalidated. I mean, there's just basically, yeah, see, this just verifies my point that you got a downtrend colliding with an uptrend and another uptrend all in one spot. So I predict Apple's going to hit somewhere around here so you have right here is the launch date on the 15th. I bet you Apple will be in that 106 range on the 15th. I am in Danny's Tesla Lotto, yes. So, yes, PC Master Race, as you would say. I am on a custom built super PC, as I would like to call, with my NVIDIA 27 Super 8 gigabyte GPU with my Intel motherboard. Not a giant AMD. I like AMD. as a cheap alternative to NVIDIA and Intel, but I am a NVIDIA slash Intel combo guy. So, thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully I helped you guys learn about flow and no, I trade it for money. Yeah, absolutely. I've traded Apple before. I just not an Apple guy. But thank you for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about getting a Series 30. If you guys have questions, I always have my DMs open. If you have flow questions or dark pool questions, or if you just want to chat, let me know. And good night. Have a great weekend.